What is up, math superstars? In this edition of Mr. Peterson Presents, I'm bringing to you information about what we call perfect squares. So for perfect squares, these are numbers that result from multiplying any whole number by itself. So now let's go ahead and take a look at some examples of perfect squares. So we'll start at 1 squared. So 1 to the power of 2, we call this 1 squared because in a moment we're going to draw a square. So we write this as 1 times 1, it equals 1. And so we can actually draw this out here. Let's pick a little thicker pen here. So the way we draw this out on our grid paper here, we're going to draw out a 1 by 1 square. We're going to go ahead and label our sides 1 and 1. Because when we find out the area of this square, it's going to tell us that the area is 1. And so we can say that 1 here is a perfect square. So whatever the area is after we multiply the length times the width of the square gives us a perfect square number. So let's try 2 squared. So 2 squared is 2 times 2, which is equal to 4. So we can say that 4 is a perfect square. So let's go ahead and draw out our perfect square here. So let's go ahead and draw out our length is 2 and our width is 2. Let's go ahead and finish out our square. And we can tell that the area is 4 because it has 4 squares in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go ahead and label that on the inside as 4. So we can say that 4 is a perfect square number. Let's go to 3 squared. So 3 squared is very simply, let's 3 times 3. So 3 times 3 gives us 9. And so here's the way this is going to look. So we draw our length is 3 and our width is 3. So we go and finish out our square. Hope I can trace the lines. So we label our length and our width is 3. And that gives us a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 squares in the middle. So we can say that 9 is a perfect square. And of course, we can keep going on and on and on here. So I'll do one more example here. So we have 4 times 4. This gives us 16. So we say that 16 is a perfect square number. So let's go ahead and prove it. Let's go ahead and draw out our perfect square. So let's go ahead and draw out our length of 4. And our width, and let's go ahead and label that. We'll make sure to label all of our sides here. And our width is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to draw that out there. Nice. We label that as 4. So we know that there are 16 squares in the middle after we count that out. So we can say that 16 is a perfect square number. And we keep going on and on and on. So for today's practice, we're going to make it all the way up to 20 squared, which is 20 times 20, which equals 400. And so we'll take a look at that here as we do some more practice.